Pop Punk and Pizza Podcast is presented by Pop Punk Takeout, which is a monthly subscription box filled with merchandise from pop punk artists from all over the world. Isn't that cool? You can sign up at poppunktakeout.com. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Pop Punk Takeout. And then additional support for this episode comes from sex, emo, drugs, heartbreak, anxiety, and depression. Those are all the things you're going to find in our sponsor, Rock Bottom at the Renaissance, an emo kid's journey through falling in and out of love in and with New York City. I know it's a long book title, right? But this is the best-selling mixtape memoir about struggling with mental illness and the power that pop punk and emo can have to help you get through it. So Rock Bottom at the Renaissance isn't just an audio book. It's an audio experience starring Tyler Posey and featuring a 20-song soundtrack that includes not one, but two Jimmy World recordings you can't hear anywhere else. There's also songs from Dashboard Confessional, Mayday Parade, The Wonder Years, Bayside, Alkaline Trio, and more. Now stay tuned for a clip later in this episode. And for links, find it, or I should say for links to find it at your favorite place to buy books, ebooks, and audiobooks, go to rockbottombook.com. And I definitely suggest getting the audiobook on Audible to hear the way Tyler Posey puts himself into the story. And you can really feel the way the 20-song soundtrack will put you directly into the story. So if people think you're that weird person because you find a way to relate to every single song you hear, or because you play songs on repeat because you're sure they were specifically written for you, then Rock Bottom at the Renaissance, an emo kid's journey through falling in and out of love in and with New York City isn't just for you, it's about you. So get more info at rockbottombook.com.
I'm going out, I gotta go. I'll bang a rang on the radio. So turn it up, I'm telling you. I think I'm ready for something new. Hey, hello, it's nice to meet ya. Hey, come in and have a slice of pizza. Hey, hello, it's nice to meet ya. Hey, come in and have a slice of pizza.
You're listening to Pop Punk and Pizza with Jacques Lamour.
Oops, I still got my graphic up there. Hello and welcome to Pop Punk and Pizza Podcast. I am Jacques Lamour. So happy to be here with you once again. I can't believe we're in the middle of June already. It's just flying on by so quickly. But summertime is literally my favorite season, and I feel like summertime is really the time for pop punk. And maybe fall, too. A lot of us pop punkers like the fall season, but I specifically like the summertime. And a place that is almost summer all year round is Los Angeles. And our first guests on the podcast today, or tonight, depending on when you're listening to this, happen to be from Los Angeles, California. We have Ruthcrest here with us. So let's give a warm welcome and a round of applause to Adam and Charlie. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
So what's the dealio? How's it hanging?
Hanging good. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. Are you guys still having a heat wave in California? Because I know there was a really bad heat wave going through there not too long ago.
Oh, it's hot.
Yeah, it was hot. Yeah, it's definitely. I tried to play basketball in the weather.
Week.
You're trying to play. You're trying to play basketball.
I tried to play basketball the other day in this heat, and it was just it was bad. I played I tried to beat the heat. I played like at 9 a.m, and I still couldn't do it. I played one game, and I was like, I'm done.
Even at 9 a.m? Well, okay, what was the temperature at 9 a.m?
Oh man, I just know the sun was beating. It was just it was bad. I was hoping the shade came in, but it didn't.
Oh man, that's rough for sure. So just real quick, let's introduce your voices to everyone so they know who's who. So Adam, go ahead and say hello.
Hey, hello everybody. I'm Adam, and I sing in the band and also a songwriter.
All right, and then Charlie.
Hey guys, I'm Charlie, and I play guitar in the band and songwrite as well.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being here, guys. I was asking about the heat because I was talking to Cody, your label owner, the other day. He sent me an email. This is actually really funny. I it was either late last week or over the weekend or something. It was like super recent. He sent me an email, and he's like, "Hey, it's like I know we talked about Ruthcrest before, but they just put out this acoustic track, and
Okay.
he wanted to see about getting you guys on the show." And I'm like,
Oh,
it's really funny, Cody, that you emailed me because they're on the show this week.
that's awesome. Oh
So
man.
I want to lay that out there because I just want to show that Cody is working hard for you.
Yeah,
You
Cody's
know?
on it. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And Cody's over there in the heat as well. I think he's in what, in Highland, California, or he's up there where the heat is.
Yeah,
He's not where he is.
I forget because he's been on the podcast too, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't
We've actually listened to that one as well too.
I can't remember what part of California he's in, but either way, you guys are in the
Yeah,
same state.
yeah,
So
definitely.
but not in he's not in the Los Angeles area. I believe he's somewhere north of
Yeah,
LA.
exactly. It definitely gets hot up there.
Yeah, but glad you guys are finding a way to stay cool and all that. Looks like Charlie, where are you at right now? Are you in a vehicle? What is that?
I'm in an airplane.
You're in an airplane? What?
Yeah.
You're in an airplane. That's a
Yeah.
first. That is a first. No one has ever done a podcast recording of Pop Punk and Pizza from an airplane. So,
Then there's one right there behind me right now passing by.
oh my God, is it taking off or landing? I can't tell.
I think he's about to go take off. He's going to the run-up area.
All right, so now you got to tell us what's going on here. What are you doing in an airplane, Charlie?
I just got off of work. I work at an airport.
He's
work on
a
planes.
he flies Usher around. No, I'm just kidding. I'm
No, not yet.
Brittany says, raising the bar. That's so cool.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, Charlie, you're raising the
There you
bar,
go.
man. I mean, I will say that I've mentioned this from time to time on the podcast. I was literally just talking about this a couple days ago. When I was interviewing a person one time for the podcast, they were in line at Best Buy to buy a computer. So, and now we got someone who's at an airport because they work there. So, I mean, it's just getting,
Interesting for sure.
yeah, it's just getting more and more interesting. I absolutely love it. So, what do you do at the airport, Charlie?
I'm an aircraft mechanic. So
Did you have to do some type of apprenticeship for that, or did you go to
yeah, it's
school?
pretty much like what I'm still currently doing the apprenticeship. I just started doing it like 2 or 3 years ago. So ever since then, I've just been working on planes and working on also getting my private license as well.
Nice, nice.
Good
I've
time
heard
is everywhere.
one of my best friends is I think he's still in the process of getting his pilot license. He was telling me it's super expensive.
Yeah, that's kind of like why it's taking so long.
Yeah, I mean,
It brings a hole in your pocket.
How much does that usually like? Well, if you don't mind me asking.
yeah. How much does it cost? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure it varies like per state and all that, but
I think Charlie flew out to different states to do it too, I believe, or something, right?
I flew out for school. I went to Kansas for school, but over here-
Kansas of all places.
Right?
I know it was freezing that day. It was freezing over there, man. The weather's bad over there. I'm not used to it. Like so we rented a car, and then like I remember waking up in the morning to like get to class, and like I get to the car and I'm like, there's a scrub in the back seat. Like, what's this for? I don't know, whatever. The next day, like I wake up, get into the car, and I'm like, that's what it's for. The windshield is just completely frozen.
Oh wow.
Oh, damn. Damn. Yeah, we get that all the time here in Chicagoland area. So,
Oh man.
Yeah, experienced
be
black ice for the first time.
oh,
I know.
yeah, that shit is dangerous, man.
It's a joke.
Yeah. Hey,
I remember-
here's an idea. Kyle is chiming in. He says, "Why don't you do guitar lessons for pilot lessons?" It's
Hey.
fair trade.
Ooh. Hey, just contact me.
There you go. I like that idea. I'm sorry. Did I interrupt you, Adam?
No. I was just gonna tell a quick story. Like,
Yeah, tell a story, man.
we were on tour, and when we were on tour, we actually played when we played out in Chicago. I was loving it because it started snowing, and like right before this show, I was playing in the snow. I was loving it, and people were like, "Bro, you like this?" And I was like, "I love it."
Yes,
I was like, "I
yeah.
love it. What are you talking about?" It was hilarious, and they're like, "No, we hate this." I was like, "What?"
I
I
think that was
think
my.
I think that's why every time I bring up Ruthcrest to fellow Chicagoans, they're like, "Oh, fuck that
Oh
band.
yeah,
They
right.
like
They
snow.
like snow. Those
They like
assholes.
snow. Fuck those guys."
Yeah, I remember that
Oh
shit.
my
That was
god.
like the first time I ever saw snow. I think.
Yeah, I was literally about to break down and start doing a snowman, like a snow angel, right there in front of everybody.
Were you
Literally.
like bringing like buckets of snow
Oh,
into the venue on the
yeah,
stage and
I
just like,
wanted to. That would have
you
been
know?
next time. I'm actually gonna do that.
We put it on the roof of the
Snowball fight
van.
while the show's going on. I
Oh
know.
my God. Oh man, that would be so great. Um, so let's actually talk more about Ruthcrest. You just dropped an acoustic song, which is actually it's not a new song. It's acoustic version of "If You Were Here,"
Yeah.
and beautifully done. Well,
Oh, thank
very
you.
well
Yeah, we
done.
appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That just to me it always um, takes a lot more concentration
Oh yeah.
to rethink your this full blown rock song you got going on and strip it down to where it works acoustically.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely had to work on some tempos and switch it up a bit. But yeah, it's definitely felt good. It felt good.
Yeah. And so what is that process like for you guys to almost reel it back in? How do you get your mind to stop? Because just from my experience, it's so hard to, especially if you know this song you've played a lot live, and I'm not sure if you had played this one a lot live just because of the pandemic. I can't remember when did If You Were Here come out,
It
the original.
well, it actually this
We
recently we just dropped it, and then
Okay.
before that, we've actually played it a couple times live as well. And
Okay.
COVID, because of COVID, everything kind of like
damn
prolonged and stuff like
COVID.
that. So yeah, it's pretty much prolonged. And then the acoustic version, like we're big like influenced on acoustic shows and I mean acoustic music and all that, and we love to be like get emotional with it as well and listen to that. So we definitely got a big inspiration on that as well. So it was kind
Yeah,
of awesome to actually play that one acoustic live as well. So
And what about for you, Charlie? Are you more an electric guy or an acoustic guy, or are you comfortable with both?
yeah. I'm comfortable with both. Like I had my phases with both too as well. Like I learned how to play guitar on an acoustic, but then once I got an electric, like I didn't even care for the acoustic. Just wanted to like play electric, and then after a while, like I had an acoustic phase where I would just go on YouTube and like type acoustic covers and just like watch playlists after like song after song after song
yeah,
after song and just like
easiest too.
yeah, like I love acoustic music and everything. Like so I'm a huge Storyline fan. I don't know if you've heard of like acoustic album from a while back.
No, I haven't
No,
listened to their acoustic album. I'm ashamed to say I haven't. I'm gonna have to go listen to that now since we've done this this
yeah,
podcast.
definitely check it out because like that acoustic album actually is like a one of like my big influences like as far as like acoustic vibes go.
So no Jack Johnson, like
Oh, Jack Johnson, of course. Come on.
whatever happened to Jack Johnson? Like no, he just like
Making some banana pancakes somewhere.
I
Just enjoy it.
just making some banana pancakes
Oh
somewhere.
man.
That was a good one. I'd give you a round of applause for that one.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a good one. So Adam, you're the lead vocalist in the band, songwriter as well. So do you start with acoustic, or how do you sit down and write a
Uh,
song?
yeah, I mean the acoustics, like it was like easier to grab. The acoustics just right there, so it's just like I'll just grab it off and then sit down and just start diddle daddling and just pretty much just write riffs and then try melodies from there. Charlie and I go back and forth, and Aaron as well. We'll just be sending stuff to each other and take it from there. Like last time Charlie and I hung out, he was just playing riffs over and over, and then I tell him, I tell him, just keep doing it, and like the melodies will just pop up. So we're
Seriously, I'll
just
just
doing it like
like,
that. We have a ton of songs right now. Like we have a ton of songs that we're writing as well, and like that's every day we're always writing. So we're yeah. So it's always happening. Definitely
Yeah.
always happening.
And I can't help but think with, you know, if you were here, mentions Blink 182 in the song, right?
Yeah,
And I
definitely.
can't help but think about Mark Hoppus today and the news that just dropped about him. Because at first, have you heard the news? Maybe you
No, I
haven't
have
heard the
not.
news.
no, I
I haven't
haven't.
heard the news.
So at first, I thought maybe it was, you know, it could have been not real. It could have been fake. But it turns out he has been battling cancer.
Oh, no
He
way.
he made this public in an Instagram post earlier today, and then
Oh, wow.
actually not in a post,
Oh,
but
man.
in his not Facebook. Did I say Facebook? Instagram story.
Instagram.
My
Okay,
bad.
got you.
So this came through on the his Instagram story, but then he deleted it. He didn't keep
Oh,
it up.
how long did he have it up for? It was like a
I'm
couple
not
minutes.
I'm not sure, but long enough for people to
Yeah, for
screenshot it,
access.
you
Oh,
know.
okay, got you.
And
Yeah.
Oh
obviously with
man.
Mark Hoppus being so well known,
It
I
got
mean,
around
someone
quick.
screenshotted it right away. And
Mhm.
then, I don't know, sometime in the last couple hours, we're recording this on June 23rd. Sometime in the last couple hours, he made another Instagram story of a paragraph kind of detailing what his cancer situation is currently. So,
Ooh, no.
yeah, it sounds
Wow.
like.
I didn't expect that. Whoa.
Yeah, and I should probably pull that up since we're talking about it, so people are like, "Well, what is it?" You know, and I don't want to
Yeah.
completely lead people off. I had it.
Oh, that's sad.
Excuse me.
Wow.
Yeah, I couldn't help but bring it up because it's been on my mind. Yeah, it says this paragraph that he posted now on his Instagram story says, "For the past 3 months, I've been undergoing chemotherapy for cancer." He said, "I have cancer. It sucks. I'm scared, and at the same time, I'm blessed with incredible doctors, family, and friends to get me through this. I still have months of treatment ahead of me, but I'm trying to remain hopeful and positive. Can't wait to be cancer free and see you all at a concert in the near future. Love you all." So, yeah, not to like be a downer, but I just figured that was it was relevant since your
Yeah.
your song name
I didn't.
drops Blink.
Wow.
Um,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
wasn't
that's
aware of
a shock
that.
right there. Yeah, me neither.
It just came out today, so yeah, prayers
Prayers to
for
Mark Hoppus.
yeah, prayers for Mark
Definitely.
Hoppus too. Um, but and he doesn't say what type of cancer he has, what stage he's in, you know, and I'm sure we'll learn more about that
Yeah, as it goes on.
as
Yeah.
time goes on. But I mean, the important thing is that we just send all the love and positive thoughts to Mark, because I'm
Yeah,
sure
exactly.
every little bit helps. So
Exactly. Yeah.
and you know, and I'm sure like if I mean, there's a chance he's heard this song. You know,
That'd be awesome.
if you were
That'd be great.
here, because it name drops Blink, right? So, and
Yeah.
I'm sure any song. I mean, not to. This isn't a knock at you guys, but I know you're not the first band to talk about Blink in your songs.
Mhm.
But I'm sure any time that a band writes a kick-ass song and name drops Blink in it, I'm sure that just like makes his day.
Definitely. Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
for
and
sure.
this
They're
is
a big influence too on a lot of people too as well.
exactly, and this is such a good song that I'm sure that he would absolutely love it. So, you know,
Yeah. I mean, I hope he's heard it, and prayers out to you, Mark.
um, so I do if you're cool, I do want to play the acoustic version of the song.
Of course. Yeah. That'd be awesome. Heck yeah.
Before I get to our next guest, which is Virginity. But before you guys sign off and before I play the song, anything you want to plug about Ruthcrest? Excuse me, Ruthcrest coming up.
Oh, yeah, just you know, like again, we were saying we got a bunch of stuff coming up. We've been working on a lot of music. This Friday we have an announcement, so yeah, pretty
Yeah,
stoked
stay
for
tuned
that.
for that.
Sweet. That would be this Friday, the 25th.
The 25th, yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
this Friday.
Oh
so,
man, I'm excited. Any
Yeah.
hints on what it is?
we're gonna be posting pretty much on our Instagram story, hints about it, but shoot, I mean,
I was like,
You got any hints, Charlie?
I was like I want to say it. I don't know if I
Next
can say it
single's
yet.
about airplanes.
Yeah, pretty much. Charlie flying it. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. And you know, we got to give a major shout out to Cody at Anchor
Shout out,
84
Definitely
Records.
shout out to Cody.
Yeah, for signing
sure.
such a kick-ass band. So
Yeah. Thank you, Cody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Shout out to Eric
Yeah.
Word is Bond.
and yes, Eric. Yes,
Yeah.
Eric too from Word is Bond. Awesome dude. So you guys have a great rest of the days. Try to stay cool out there in
Yeah,
LA.
We'll
Thank
try.
you for having us as well. It was a lot of fun.
Of course, I love talking planes and pop punk. That's the new name of the podcast.
Yeah, that's right.
No more pizza. It's all about planes, man.
You gotta,
Pizza and planes. There we go.
you gotta have pizza.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. This is if you were here, the acoustic version by Ruthcrest.
Yes, sir.
If you were here right now, we'd have a beer or two. Driving in the car, bumping Silverstein and Blink 182. Whoa, 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 whoa. You know we won't forget you. Whoa, 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 whoa. You know we won't forget you. One phone call to start up the morning. I'll be there soon, so don't keep me waiting. We'll hit up DF, chill with the homies, and have some drinks up MD 2020. So here we go, the night is young. Let's start this party and get crunk and lose our minds. Forget the time, 'cause we are all just happy. If you were here right now, we'd have a beer or two. Driving in the car, bumping Silverstein and Blink 182. Whoa, 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 whoa. You know we won't forget you. Whoa, 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 whoa. You know we won't forget you. We're rolling deep, you know exactly where we'd be. On the cul-de-sac on the corner of Lee Court Street. We're not leaving till we see the light of the sun. And from the looks of it, the night has just begun. So here we go, the night is young. Let's start this party and get drunk and lose our minds. Forget the time, 'cause we are all just happy. If you were here right now, we'd have a beer or two. Driving in the car, bumping Silverstein and Blink 182. Whoa, 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 whoa. You know we won't forget you. Whoa, 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 whoa. You know we won't forget you. I close my eyes just for a moment and the night is over. And as we drive towards our way home now, we're screaming our lungs out. We'll never forget you, we won't. And we won't. Yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. You know we won't forget you. Whoa, 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 whoa. You know we won't forget you.
An acoustic version of If You Were Here by Ruthcrest, just released via Anchor 84 Records. Thank you to both Adam and Charlie for being on the podcast. It was a lot of fun talking with them, and that song is seriously going to be stuck in my head the rest of the day. And with that song being played, obviously sending as much love and positive vibes to Mark Hoppus and the whole entire Blink-182 family and fan base, and hoping that he beats this battle against cancer. And I'm sure he will. We all know that Mark is a fighter, and with all of our love and support, He's going to get through this. We are absolutely here for him. So before we bring on Virginity, just real quick, once again, Pop Punk and Pizza Podcast is presented by Pop Punk Takeout, which is a brand new company that puts all kinds of cool merchandise from pop punk artists from all over the world, puts it in a pizza takeout box, or there's a smaller version, which is a Chinese takeout box. And they fill either of those containers, depending on which one you get. They just fill it up with all kinds of great merchandise from pop punk artists from all over the world. They just completed their June box sales for their main feature was Keep Flying. So if you bought one of those, you can expect that to be arriving soon at your doorstep. But pre-sales are going to be live soon for the July box. So if you want to sign up for that or get more info, go to poppunktakeout.com, and you can also follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Pop Punk Takeout. And also additional support for this episode comes from a great mixtape memoir. It's a best-selling mixtape memoir called Rock Bottom at the Renaissance, written by Mike Henneberger. It's his memoir, and he recently released the audiobook for it, and it's narrated by Tyler Posey. It features 2 Jimmy Eat World recordings you cannot hear anywhere else, and here is a clip from the audiobook right now.
I didn't want to be alone anymore. Not that I ever wanted that in the first place. I bought a pack of cigarettes, found the quietest side street I could find, sat in the first ledge I came to, lit one up, and put this Jimmy Eat World song on repeat. I'm not a smoker, but I smoked 3 cigarettes before giving in to the anxiety of my weekend running out and this book not being finished. The anxiety was enough to get me back to the hotel, but the depression was enough to keep me from going back to the room. Going back to the room meant being alone again. So I wandered the lobby, high on speed, drunk on scotch, tweaked out a bit from the overdose of nicotine I just had, and I looked for a girl. I knew I wasn't going to find another the girl and some excited tourist in a Times Square Renaissance hotel lobby, but I wasn't looking for the girl. I just wanted some company. I don't want to die tonight, so maybe I was also looking for someone who would be there to dial 911 just in case. The lobby was understandably dead. Most people who stay in a hotel in Times Square probably don't spend much time in that hotel. I had one last hope, the hotel bar. I can buy an overpriced drink or two if it means that I don't have to feel this alone in my last dying hours. Surely if anyone was drinking in a Times Square hotel bar on a Sunday, they would be as lonely as I am. The bar was fucking dead too. Not only am I alone, I'm alone in my loneliness. I sat down for a drink anyway. I took out my cell phone and set it on the bar, honestly thinking that I wanted to make sure I could see it just in case the girl texted.
I can picture your face well from the bar in my hotel. I wish I'd go to you. I'll pick up, put down the phone like your favorite Pete Miser song goes. It's just like being alone.
I can picture your face well from the bar in my hotel. I wish I'd go to you. I pick up, put down the phone like your favorite Heat Miser song goes. It's just like being alone. Sometimes I don't even have to try to make a song relevant. No texts. The bar is closer to the ground floor than the floor that my room is on, so I figured I should probably have another cigarette before I get further away from the only place I can smoke. I walked out, put my headphones in, and lit up. Same song over and over. I'm starting to realize that maybe I am a bit delusional. I've waited all weekend for the girl to call or text, and even though nothing has come, I still wait. I still hope. But that's just this weekend. I waited years for us to have a chance. And in that time since we got that chance, I've waited for her to think, believe, that it was the last chance either of us ever needed.
Oh God, please don't tell me this has been in vain. I need answers for what I've been waiting out.
A clip of Rock Bottom at the Renaissance, a mixtape memoir narrated by Tyler Posey. You can go to rockbottombook.com to find the link to where you can listen to the audiobook, or you can actually buy a physical copy. So let's go ahead and welcome our second guest for this episode. All the way from Florida is Virginity, and I am so stoked to have these guys on the podcast as well. Welcome, guys.
How's it going?
What's up? Oh, sound
Hey,
drop.
hey.
That's fun.
So we have. I'm hoping Jordan is with you guys, right?
We make him
I'm-
sit in the other room.
So, Jordan, and who else do we have? I'm sorry, I didn't get everyone's name beforehand.
Okay, I'm Casey. I sing and play guitar.
I'm Jim. I play drums.
Awesome. Well, it's great to meet you guys. It's so unprofessional of me to not know everyone's name beforehand, but
That's all right.
it does happen once in a blue moon. So, what are you guys up to today?
Oh man, nothing. I just got back from a vacation yesterday, so that's what
Ooh.
I'm doing. I came home
Nice.
and cleaned all day.
Where did you go?
I went to Louisiana. That's where I'm from originally. So
Okay.
just seeing some family.
And you guys are in what, Orlando?
We are split between Daytona and Orlando, basically.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm in
So that-
Orlando. That's why I'm here and not
Oh,
there.
okay, gotcha. And which one is better, Daytona or Orland?
Orlando, for
Or
sure.
Orlando. No, excuse me.
Yeah.
Orland is a name of a town here in Illinois, so that's why I like.
I think Orlando, Illinois beats Orlando and Daytona. for
That's
sure.
true.
It made me think of Portlando.
Portlando.
Yes.
Is that actually a thing?
No,
No.
but it can be.
Yeah, it can be.
should be. That's going to be the new city of Florida that takes all, right? It's just going to be the place on the map that everyone's going to go to. At least it sounds like it would be.
It's gonna be a utopia.
Yeah, totally. So Virginity just signed recently to Smart Punk Records. You guys have your sophomore record coming out called Pop Mortem, and I'm really curious to know more about your new single, which is it pronounced Nose for Attitude? I don't even know how it's pronounced, but I know it's the vampire song.
Yes. It's Nosferatude.
Nosferatude. See, I told you I was going to screw it up.
Yeah.
It's a really dumb play on
Nosferatu,
Yeah.
which is
Okay.
old. It's like the first vampire movie.
That was the name of the first vampire movie?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
it was Nosferatu.
Nosferatu.
Yeah,
And
but
then-
Nosferatu.
So
We had a lot of really dumb vampire combinations. I think Lestatitude was another one, like
Yeah.
Lestat from Interview with a Vampire.
many bad vampire puns before we
Yeah.
settled on Nosferatude.
And what sealed the deal on this particular pun?
I don't remember. We were just
We do this a lot in text chains.
yes,
Just
lots
do-
of
Uh-huh.
puns, name combinations.
Jordan's generally the winner. Of
Yeah,
these
Jordan's really good at it.
competitions. What was the
I don't know how.
Shaquille? What was the
Oh,
one?
we were doing Shaq. Like we were adding Shaq to names.
Oh, it's
but
Shacky Chan.
Shacky
Shacky Chan was.
Yeah,
Dude.
that was winner.
Dude, you have to do that.
Yeah.
Shacky can. Oh my gosh. Just imagine if that was a person. If you really had,
Just a combination.
of
That'd be
Shaquille
amazing.
O'Neal and
Jackie
Jackie Chan.
Unstoppable, first of all,
I
in
was
any
just
kind of
gonna
street
say-
fight
Scenario.
or anything. Yeah.
Oh my god, I want to be that person.
on the court, on the street.
You can thank Jordan for that one. But it was a lot of like Shaquillin Onassis, I think, was in there.
That was a killer one, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah,
Wait, Shackleton Onassin, is that what you said?
Onassis, like Jackie
Onassis.
Onassis. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a lot of this. This is what we do
Yeah,
instead
more
of
than writing songs or anything. It's
Yeah.
I was
just
gonna say,
like
more
bad
than-
puns.
Yeah, more than band practice, more than writing songs, more than recording or doing, social media content. You guys are creating puns for your song titles.
We're doing important work.
Yeah.
That's very important.
They're not even for song titles. It's just for fun. Like we don't ever intend to do that. Like, not even for song titles, just to make each other chuckle. I think.
You could create a business where you could like sell puns for a living.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
not a bad idea.
I mean, you don't know. I would do that.
Oh man.
Right. I mean, God, it's the dream. It's the dream. More better than playing music. It's way more fun than playing music.
Well, I mean, Matt from Smart Punk Records, I feel like he's a pretty open guy. it just seems like from just watching all the different things that Smart Punk does, I mean, you could probably pitch that to him. You
As a
know,
business under the
as
under the smart punk umbrella, the
yeah, yeah,
the pundits.
Oh, Pun Punk.
pun,
Oh,
Punk. There
we're
we
getting
go.
Just gonna
somewhere.
choose a label name.
Pun Punk, yeah, Pun Punk. There you go. Yeah,
We're just
like,
pun.
Punk.
That's
That's maybe, is that
yeah.
a stretch?
That's a stretch. Yeah. Matt would probably drop
Man.
us from the label. He's pretty cutthroat.
Yeah,
know-
that's true. He's if we even come at him with this idea, he's
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
be done.
he's on the podcast next week. So
Watch out, man. He's a scary dude.
Yeah, fork
I may
tongue.
join him, and cause I work with Smart Punk as well, and I figure if I join him next week, I think that just makes me your co-host.
Oh,
Yeah.
From here on out.
nice,
So-
nice. What do you do for? Excuse me. What do you do for Smart Punk?
Oh, everything.
Yeah, like
Everyone at Smart Punk does everything.
okay,
So-
but that can get messy though. You know,
Yeah,
like if what was
Yeah,
that?
it's a mess. It's great. Oh, power went out. Everything's a mess. You
Oh,
know,
Shoot,
we're in
there-
Florida.
I was gonna say it's not hurricane season.
Always.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
basically like it is. That's why I'm not with them tonight. I was gonna drive up to where they live, closer to Daytona, but it was storming so crazy and lightning that I was like, I don't even feel safe making the drive right now. So I'm just gonna do this from here.
Yeah, I mean it's true. Like with Florida, you just never know when it's gonna start raining or storming, or you know, it's like almost an everyday thing depending on where you're at, right?
Yeah, for certain parts of the year, yeah, it'll rain for days at a clip, and it'll go like it's a hurricane for like 10 minutes, and then it's just like
Beautiful and
beautiful
sunny.
out. Yeah, it's,
It's just like it has
Like
just a
5 minutes. We'll be fine.
yeah, just like a big old toddler fit, and then it's good, My son actually had one of his little toddler fits before I had our live stream tonight, so that's why I referenced that.
Do those ever make it on the air?
No,
You bring
they
him in. That's your
don't.
entertainment.
I should. You should see some of these tantrums. Yeah, that they would definitely probably. Some people would laugh and they'd be like, "Oh man, I feel for him right now. My son just did that to me last week," or whatever. But you guys have kids or nieces or
Yes.
nephews?
All of the above.
All. So how old are your kids?
Old.
Old.
Older than me. My kids are 15 and 13.
Oh, okay. So, but still, at one point, they were 3 and they were 4.
Oh, they're still throwing those fits. It doesn't mean-
Sure, yeah,
So,
no,
I mean,
yeah.
I mean,
He's
my-
got a younger.
Yeah,
younger
I've
guy.
got a couple of younger ones, although they're even working out of it now because my youngest ones are 10 and 8, so
Okay.
they're just about out of. They're entering their other phase of life, which is like it's not a fit throwing thing. It's just like they'll just roast you out of nowhere, or just be like, I'm not, or just tell you flat out like I'm not going to do that. And I'm a teenager, so here I go
Does-
into my room.
Does that get to you? Do you like pull like a I imagine like I don't know, like Steve Carell from what was that one movie? Crazy Stupid Love, where he just goes to the bar, and I know that was like he was going through a divorce, but like also I feel like his kids were giving him a hard time as well.
Yeah, well,
So-
his oldest daughter is dating Ryan Gosling, so
That's true.
it's
Oh,
very similar to that
okay.
movie. Yeah.
Wow,
It's
wow,
very similar.
Small world. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
just you don't hear that. I mean, you must have a great relationship with Ryan. You know.
He's okay.
No, he's out there with the shotgun. It's not good at all.
Oh God. Well, let's get into more of the vampire song.
Okay.
What is the inspiration to come from this? Is just another like silly mishap, or does someone have like a big obsession with Dracula or with Twilight or with what's the other one? Is it True? Is it Blue Blood?
True Blood?
True Blood. I was trying to think of all the different vampire.
I hope that's not the.
No. Well, first of all, I do like Twilight, and I'll take on anyone about it anytime if you want to talk about it. If you want to try and tell me Twilight sucks, find me at a show and I'll talk you out of it.
Sparkly
we'll-
vampires?
Or we'll fight.
Okay, here's the thing. I feel like so you still love Twilight even how many years has it been? Has it been 10 since the last movie? Close to 10.
Oh, I mean, it's got to be getting close if it's not there already. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think, well, here's the thing. I'm not going to take up for the movies. They make some interesting choices, and it is some particularly bad acting. I will take up for the books. I will take up for the story itself.
Okay.
I think, vampires are done to death, and so are werewolves, and they found a different, way.
You know,
But the
Not a-
song, just for the record, the song is not
about vampires.
no, I know. We're just talking about Twilight, but yeah, I'm just wondering because I feel like the movies didn't age well, but maybe the books did. I mean,
they didn't age well out the gate. They were not born well.
Yeah.
They are bad.
they were born an ugly child.
Yeah, they're a thalidomide babies.
Yeah. They're in a jar of formaldehyde.
That glitter skin though. Mm.
Yeah.
So
It's a good look.
So let's talk about the actual like where the vampire reference comes from with the song though, and not Twilight, obviously.
Okay. So that's just from that was like the first line of the song that I wrote, and I was talking about it's about feeling like I can't. It's about feeling frustrated with songwriting. Basically, that's what a lot of the songs on the new album are about. Is just about my frustration with it and feeling like even though I've written a million songs, like every time I do it I'm like, well, that'll probably be the last one. I don't know if I'll be able to eke another one out, which is ridiculous because of course I can. Anybody can. It's not like a magic trick.
So what's your struggle with songwriting? Is it everything
it's pure self-confidence probably. Yeah, it's just me just being like a sad sack. I'm sure there's somebody that's just like, yo, I almost swore. Are we allowed
you can swear, yeah. You're totally cool.
Fucking
He's like, well, I'm gonna fucking swear every other word is gonna be
make up for lost time.
Yeah. I'm sure
I mean, we're 15 minutes into this thing, so the rest of the interview is just gonna be.
Can I run
shit.
something by you
Sure.
with this confidence thing? And this is something I had. I think we share this. I don't know about you, Jordan. Jordan may be one of the most well-adjusted people I've ever met in my life.
That's true.
I'm really good at faking it.
That may be the case.
That's
You might
what
think
she
he's so
said.
good. But is it high self-concept, low self-worth? Because it's expecting yourself to be able to do
it.
something and just never being satisfied with it.
Yeah, I mean,
That's where I live.
Maybe
That's
that's
what I've
But
had
the thing is like I do feel good about it once it's done. It's the getting there
that's
that
the
I'm just
difference.
like, oh God, this is never gonna happen. And so that's where the vampire line came from. Is like, I can't see it. I can't see the ability to do that in myself, even though I know it's there. Which is like a vampire standing in front of a mirror. It can't see its reflection.
Okay, that line makes perfect sense. Yeah, I wondered about that. I'm like, there's something here, and I can't wait to find out what it is. And
That's it.
and you, I'm sorry. What was your name again?
Casey?
Casey.
Yes.
Casey and
Jim.
Jim. Okay, Jim, you brought up a great point about the two. Those are like two completely different things, but they a lot of times can be lumped into one or mistaken for another, right?
Right.
Totally.
I mean, it's and I think that's my problem when it comes to songwriting, and I totally relate to you, Casey, on that. Like, I just get so frustrated that I stop, and I don't keep going.
Yeah. So that's just like a thing where I just normally it's fixed by me just sending it to Jim and Jordan, and they'll be like, "All right, here we go, another one." Like the next single that we're gonna put out next month. I almost didn't send to them because I was so fucking embarrassed by it.
Really?
Yes.
Well, damn. Why?
It's just like the vocal delivery is different than anything that I have done prior, and I was just like, oh my God, like it made my fucking skin crawl to like listen to the demo of it and stuff. And it still does a little bit, even though it's finished, but I've sold myself on it now.
Okay. After
lean into the
Yes,
being
so
uncomfortable.
I had to, but that one was a work to be like, oh God,
But we're a supportive gaggle here. We
Yes.
well
To a
and
certain degree.
to a
I
certain
mean,
degree.
yeah.
We'll
gonna
kill
say,
we'll kill
Jim-
one of his darlings pretty
yeah,
quickly too.
That
but-
too, which
I
is
just,
important.
I just imagine Jim and Jordan getting this email from Casey and of a song, and they're just like, "Oh God." They're like, "Here we go again." You know, Casey's like in his email. He's like, "Yeah, like I really hate this song, and it's just the worst thing I've ever written. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it." And then Jim and Jordan are just like, "Oh God."
It's a classic. What
Here
are
we
you
go.
talking about?
Yeah, you know, yeah.
There's not a lot of like ego nurturing though. It's not like you can do it, buddy. It's like quit being a bitch. It's fine.
Yeah, that's-
Like,
that
Which is what I hear
fucking
from
rocks.
him constantly. He says this to me nonstop.
Yeah.
And I for the record, for this song, I feel like was like one of the first times we congealed as a band in the arranging and the completion of it in a way that I think informed a lot of the rest of the record or of like us moving forward. Because like Casey had this skeleton of an idea. We sort of threw together a skeletal demo on it. Jordan, and we were all separate basically because of the pandemic. And then Jordan threw this unbelievable bass line on it that we're just like, oh wow, now it's like, it was like, it's pretty good, it's okay. Then he put his part on it, and then finally it's just like, oh yeah, these are the corners of a triangle, making a the shape, forming the shape here. And I think that was the case with this song.
Nosferatu was one that we wrote early on in the process of writing songs for this album. Yeah, and we did demo it in a weird way, which I'm sure a lot of people in the pandemic did, which was separate.
Yeah, and I know some of the interviews that I did during like the height, I guess, of the pandemic. Some of the artists I was talking to were like, "Yeah, I've been doing songwriting sessions via Zoom," and I'm like, "So how's that going?" They're like, "It fucking sucks," They're all like, and I mean, I'm sure there are some songwriters who have been doing that long before COVID, but
Sure.
not everybody.
I mean, I felt I wouldn't hate to do it this way again if we had to, although I hope that we will write the next one together in a room.
Yeah.
But this wasn't like we figured out a way to do it and make it work. And
it wasn't in real time on Zoom or anything. It's like,
Yeah, that
like,
sounds difficult.
Apart. Yes.
Yeah,
that
doesn't
was-
it? Yeah.
That would be a nightmare. No, it's like floating back around like when people used to mail tapes to each other with 4 tracks. I mean, that's kind of the way it went. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, except it's email, right? Unless
Yeah,
you're still
yeah.
doing the tape. I mean,
Actually,
you wanna
no,
go,
We trade songs via text most of the time, which is
Yes.
probably
Yes.
bad
Oh,
for
okay.
our phone
Our
storage,
plans.
but it's so easy.
Yeah.
Like pretty much like Casey will have an idea and
Uh-huh.
text it, and we'll listen to it. And it's like I know sometimes it's you and an acoustic. It's like a 10-minute fresh idea, and then it's time for Jim and I to start fucking with it and telling him how good it is and making sure he continues writing it.
So when you get to be more specific, Casey, on like what it is that you come across that kind of puts you at a wall. Is it like getting past, like maybe you write this really great line or two of a song and you can't get past it? Like just
where
that?
I
Like-
probably struggle the most is just getting a chorus out. I can write verses all day, and I do have some confidence in that. I feel pretty good about my verse writing most of the time. Getting a chorus out is brutal for me. It does not come naturally. Nosferatu's a great example of that. Like, I just could not get a chorus. And then Jim like took the lyrics I had, and he just kind of like he muttered them over some chords. And I wouldn't say it's the melody it is, but it was like something akin to it, which sent me in the direction to be like, okay, he's right. This is where we need to go with it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I feel personally choruses are the hardest. Or at least
Sure.
for me, I put so much pressure on myself because it's like it's a chorus, it's got to be hooky, like it's got to be perfect, It's like I concentrate so much on that and just put so much pressure, and then it doesn't doesn't end up happening, you know.
More
So-
often than not, it's like if you lean into the idea of like, you know, a chorus by definition is something that, like, you know, it's going to repeat and everybody's going to get in on. But I feel like we more often than not lately have been leaning into the anti-chorus, and that there isn't a repetitive thing that happens here. It sort of just goes and even changes at the end. But I think some of the best choruses of all time are not the ones that are just like those earworms that immediately get stuck in with a simple thing that repeats. But I don't know.
Yeah, Nosferatu's like, so the structure is so interesting. Like looking at it, and I didn't even realize it as we're playing it because I'm like used to it, and then I analyzed how it's all laid out, and it's honestly like the part that is the chorus is probably the least catchy part of the song. The verse is catchier, and then the outro is by far the catchiest part. But it is like a really interesting chorus that like sucks you in, which means this was the dumbest song for us to put out a single.
Yeah,
but it's
100%.
so catchy in a very unconventional way.
Well, I wouldn't say that because this is the first song I heard by you guys, and this is what's made me say, yeah, I want to have them on the podcast. Like,
oh,
so
thanks, man.
you know, because
Thanks, buddy.
I had. You're welcome. So for me personally, I think you picked the right song. So
Awesome.
because I'm like, oh, I was like, okay, like because I could hear all these you know, different influences piping in, you know. I don't know if it's what do you call it? Not necessarily. I don't know if it's shoegaze that I hear. I don't know if that's the right term.
I mean, it's a little bit of everything, which is
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's what I liked about it. You know?
Yeah.
I'm excited for you to hear the rest of the record because this record is a real hodgepodge of all the kinds of music we like. And you know, I think maybe in almost every other band I've played in, I've kind of like struggled to find that. It's more nuanced in like, it's like, this is a punk rock band, this is a hardcore band. And I feel like what we've got with this 10 songs that are going to be on a record that'll be announced in like a month or so, wink wink, is really something. It's really something like pretty unique. And I don't think any two songs sound kind of anything alike, but still it's like very cohesive. But we found a way to really like hone in all of our influences, and the three of us do have very diverse influences too.
Oh, yeah.
And find a way to fit that into kind of a pop punky emo-y kind of thing. But it's not just that. It really does kind of like go a little bit all over the place.
Yeah, it's really hard to like pin down when somebody's just like, so what kind of band are you guys? I'm like, I don't know.
He sends me shit all the time to listen to, and I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
Like we don't see eye to eye on a lot.
We also do see.
We
eye
do
to
see
eye
on the core stuff, but our influences individually are vastly different, and I think that helps too.
So what does everyone bring to the table then? So like Casey, what's your go-to genre?
I mean, my go-to genre is probably within the punk and pop punk realm. It's always what, you know, hits the most. Although I've been listening to like a lot of 90s alternative within the like last year. Like I really got into Foo Fighters.
Nice.
I really got into
love
Super
Foo
Drag.
Fighters. Yeah, you can't go wrong with Foo Fighters. And then how about you, Jim?
Gosh, I don't know.
For
I'm
this?
all over the place.
I
Wait,
mean,
just like you personally, what is your go-to genre that you find yourself listening to the most?
Like my go-to artists would be like, you know, Jeff Tweedy and Wilco, Fiona Apple. Like this stuff. That's the stuff that really speaks to me, to my heart. Is you know, George Harrison and, you know, that things of that era. There's a select few like modern, you know, bands in our, I guess our genre or whatever. Like, I love Jeff Rosenstock, I love Pup, and that's about it. Like
That's it.
Yeah, of these particular times. And I do think that both of those bands are so wildly unique, and like Jeff Rosenstock is essentially the Jeff Tweedy of punk rock, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would say so. I'd say that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, and so, but I also like came from like, I think I'm just rebelling against this checkered past of literally checkered.
Meaning he was in a ska band.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
As a young buck, I was the singer and guitarist of a ska band.
It was really good. He's always down on it, but as he mentioned before, this guy's a bitch. I don't know.
So you're one of those guys that doesn't like to talk about that. I don't want to talk about those times.
Yeah, they were nice. It's over.
Let's
talk about this. And Jordan, what are your influences, Jordan?
I just like ska. I don't like anything else.
That's true.
Oh man,
Not really.
that's great.
I'm definitely like between Jim and Casey. I mean, I was raised as a young boy on a very healthy dose of the Beatles, Green Day, and Less Than Jake, and you know, Foo
Yeah.
Fighters, and all that in between. And I definitely have my moments where I get like way more into the more gnarly punk stuff, and I'm more into like Dillinger 4 and the Fat Wreck thing and all that. And then I have times where I'm like, you know, I'm just I'm digging back and listening to Pixies and Husker Du and the Replacements, and then, you know, all the above. I'm just like a big music listening dork. I'm more than like being a musician, I'm a record collector. And I still like every fucking Thursday night. Is tonight Thursday?
It's Wednesday.
Tomorrow's
Sorry,
Thursday.
tomorrow night. Every
Yep.
Thursday night at midnight when all the new records come out. Like at midnight, the first thing I open my laptop and I go to Spotify and I look at every new record that came out, and I stay up till 3 a.m. listening to new shits because I just still can't get enough of it.
Yeah,
I love music.
That's awesome. That's really cool. That's something I don't hear enough of anymore. Is that, you know, staying up till that time your favorite band released their music, or back in the day it was obviously going to the record store, you know.
Yeah, I love
right
the midnight
away.
sales. I used to go to those all the time.
Yeah,
I loved it. I missed that.
I always forget about like those things existing, and it's like, oh yeah, that's right. You used to like there used to be a line, like just like they did for video games, you know, and maybe they still do that for video games. I don't know, but I don't.
No, you
I don't-
download those now too.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
those are all downloads too now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So of course records, vinyl is obviously very hot, and that doesn't seem to be going anywhere anytime soon. But I think the best way to close out, guys, is to play the Vampire song right now. As long as you're cool with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Sounds
Cool.
great.
So, but before I do that, anything else about, you know, Virginity? That's like I said, I know, you know, your second full length is going to be dropping later this year. You mentioned a new single coming out next month, which obviously will be via Smart Punk Records as well. But where's the best place people can find you guys online?
We are our website is www.virginityisrad.com, and we're at virginityisrad on all the things: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
You forgot the http :
Fuck you.
www.virginityisrad.com.
Fuck you. Fuck you. How dare you?
Jim just hates Google. He doesn't want anyone giving Google any more money, no more searches. You got
He
to
is
type it
right.
all out.
I mean, he's got a good point. They have a lot of money, and they've got everyone's info on everything.
They've got enough.
We
They've
do
got enough.
everything on a Google Drive. Like
Yeah, everything's Google
they've
Drive.
got-
Yeah,
for
they're
this
getting,
guy.
Google's got all of
yeah,
our
they're
shit.
getting,
They
they're
have every
getting
single
all
thing ever.
our money.
They're
And,
leaking our shit.
I sacrificed my
Could
fifth
Google
child
sponsor us?
to Google.
Yeah.
Sponsored
And we
by Google.
have other shit coming up, but we can't do. What I don't know. Do we
Are we
talk
allowed
about
to?
it?
Oh,
What do we say?
Are you
I
I
guys
mean,
playing?
we could drop hints. We got shows coming up. There's things that aren't
We got
announced.
shows.
yeah,
We're
we got-
traveling to Chicago.
You are
Yeah.
traveling to
for-
Chicago.
for
We
a
are.
thing. Where are you based out of?
I'm just an hour south of Chicago.
No kidding.
Nice.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
What's your
Something-
what's your
we're
den
doing
like?
I,
some-
d- I mean, you
We're
know.
good. We're booked. We got a hotel booked. We're
Oh,
fine.
okay, I was gonna say, like, I do have a house, so you know. I mean,
But if you want to book us a show, we're gonna be there with guitars and no amps or drums. But we could play a show.
where are you guys playing? Can you get that out yet, or is it too soon?
We can't
Something with
s-
sound and
Yeah, we're
foliage.
doing this thing in
we're
Chicago.
doing the thing that in Chicago that
doing
some
a-
bands have done before.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
a tree. There's
Is-
like a tree. I don't know.
I don't
It's
know.
like,
not
Something
getting
like
there.
that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
okay, well, I think maybe I'm getting the hints on that.
Okay.
so,
Yeah, so
um,
with that and a bunch of shows.
Yeah, we've
coming
got
up
we've got some shows coming up. Oh, and we never say this enough, but I'm still stoked on it. This record, which you can hear and will hear in a second, Nosferatude. We recorded this all at Jim's basement, here in
Where
his
we're at now.
studio, but it was mixed and mastered by Jack Shirley, who did all the Rosenstock records.
Oh, cool.
And a
Awesome.
bunch of other awesome records. Guy's got a fucking Grammy, and it's sick. 'cause
Yeah,
he
like-
mixed and mastered our stuff.
How cool is that? That's so awesome. But I was gonna say, aren't you guys playing Fest?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. And we're doing
Um,
the Fest warm up, which is in August or something.
August
Is that
14th.
You said that so
August
sad.
14th.
It's a couple days after we do that thing in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
we're gonna get back here.
We're
and-
gonna immediately go play a show.
And it's with your Chicago native Brendan Kelly and
Yeah.
a band called Zeta and Palomino Blonde and Expert Timing and a bunch of bands we love. And it's so
okay.
Tony, who does Fest, is it's the warm up for a new venue that he's going to have at Fest here. Obviously, they're trying to do more outdoor stuff, more open spaces, not do
Yeah.
so much crowded stuff.
Right.
As we do these days. And so yeah, we're gonna break in one of these new venues over there. I think that's gonna be our first. Like Casey's got an acoustic show he's doing before that, but I think that is slated to be our first full
That's
band
like our first show
in
back.
like 16 months. It's crazy, right?
Yeah, that is nuts to think about. But once once it gets announced about this thing
Yeah.
in Chicago,
Whatever it is.
I'm gonna see if I can make it to said thing.
Oh,
we'll see.
Could happen. You never
Come
know.
on.
You
Hey,
never
and
know.
we're going to a Cubs game. You should come. You should come along.
Oh,
We're
with
going
us.
to a
you know, we
Chicago
could do the
White
Cubs
Sox game at Wrigley.
Or I mean, if you're going to a Cubs game, then maybe we could do pizza before or after.
We're
You
down.
know where the best
I mean,
slices are.
Yeah,
don't
take us to the good pizza.
I was gonna say we'll find the good pizza, So that's the whole point. That was literally before the pandemic. That was the whole point of this podcast, is to have pizza with bands. So
Well,
I gotta
please.
say,
Well,
yeah.
I made a pizza to eat for this interview. I was
Did
gonna
you
eat
really?
it during the interview,
Can I see it?
and
Let's
then
see it.
I realized Casey and I realized at the same time. This interview is in Central Standard Time, not on Eastern Standard Time. So I then was like, I'm too fucking hungry. I'm just gonna eat the pizza.
oh,
So,
gotcha. So
my
it's in your
gimmick went
belt-
away, but I
it's your-
feel
it-
great. It was wonderful.
I mean, you got the gimmick right though. That's literally the whole gimmick of the podcast. It's just
I should have
been
known.
it's
Yeah.
just been kind of hard to do,
Yeah,
with
we could have got
yeah.
a pizza.
I-
Jordan, I,
haven't-
think you should make yourself throw up to prove it.
Just regurgitate the pizza.
Yeah.
The pizza.
I
Although
stole the
you know,
pizza.
I didn't. It was from Jets, so it's a Detroit pizza, not a Chicago
Okay.
pizza. So
Well,
maybe it would have been a little fucked up.
Well,
I don't know.
hold up. It's funny you mentioned that because today, the day we're recording this, is National Detroit Style Pizza Day.
Holy
I
shit.
did it. I did it.
Unfucking real.
I mean, that's very much like you.
It really
So-
is.
Because he's
I
a
stumble into
foodie of the
everything.
highest degree.
Yeah.
So you hit the nail on the head there, Jordan.
I have nothing
You
but
knocked it. All right. Well, Casey, Jim, and Jordan, it was great to meet you guys. I can't wait to hear the record. Hopefully, maybe we can make something work while you're in Chicago. It would be great to meet up. And no, you're all good.
Who's coming in?
And,
Where's
he's
that?
coming in. That's fine. And I'm going to go ahead and play the Vampire song to close things out with you guys. All right?
Cool.
so much
Thanks for having us,
This
man.
is awesome.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
No problem. And thanks for being here.
Take care.
See you next
Yeah,
week.
you too. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I mean, it could happen, right? Oh,
Whoa.
goodness.
I can see my potential, a vampire in the mirror, a blurry outline in the corners of my eyes, then it disappears. Can't catch sight of my vision, an exercise in irony. I wanna blindly trust myself, but that doesn't try logically.
Hi, Obo. I'm almost done. Okay? I'm almost done. I'm playing a song right now, and then after the song's over, I gotta talk for a couple more minutes, and then I'll be done. Sure. You just gotta be quiet.
he was still a baby.
True.
I'm gonna talk now.
I'm gonna talk now. I forgot to mute my mic during that. That was Virginity with the Vampire Song, or as they call it, Nosferatitude. I think I probably just mispronounced that, but either way, great chatting with Casey, Jim, and Jordan of Virginity, and you might hear my son in the background now because he did come down. But you can come say, you want to come say hi? They can't, you can't hear them. It's okay. You want to come say hi? No. Now that he knows that I'm live, he doesn't want to say hello. Maybe maybe next time you get to hear him and see him. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up Pop Punk and Pizza for this episode. I'm Jacques Lamour. I want to thank our sponsors once again, Pop Punk Takeout, and then Mike Henneberger and his mixtape memoir, Rock Bottom at the Renaissance. The audiobook is narrated by Tyler Posey. You can go to rockbottombook.com to pick up a copy of the physical book or to find links to where you can listen to the audiobook. And thank you, Obo. Sorry, he just gave me the remote for the lights I have down here. And of course, Pop Punk Takeout, you can go to poppunktakeout.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch at Pop Punk Takeout. And if you're in a band, you want your music played on the podcast, you want to submit yourself for an interview, or maybe you're a publicist, a manager, whatever it is, you want to inquire about getting involved with Pop Punk and Pizza, you can email me at bangeringradio@gmail.com. There's also a contact form that you can fill out at poppunkpizzapod.com. You can also catch up on previous episodes there, sign up for our mailing list. You can buy merch, which if you do, make sure you use that promo code POPPUNK at checkout to get $2 off your order. And coming up next week on the podcast, next Wednesday for our live stream, just in case you didn't know, we live stream each and every episode recording Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Central Time. Sorry, what are you doing back there? Owen's hey, stop that. Owen's pushing my seat. Maybe if you're watching the live stream of this right now, you can see that. But anyway, our next live stream is going to be Wednesday, June 30th, 7 p.m. Central Time on our Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube accounts. It's going to be with a band called Life on Standby, and then Matt Burns from Smart Punk Records, who Virginity is signed to. So it'll be cool to talk to him after talking to some of his artists on the podcast. I'm really looking forward to that. So if you can't catch the live stream, the podcast version of the episode is always available the next day on all podcast platforms, or you can just watch on our YouTube or Twitch accounts. Again, I'm Jacques Lamour. Thank you so much for being here. You truly mean the world to me. I cannot thank you enough for your love and support. Have a great rest of the night.
Hey, hello, it's nice.